Now let's go to the front part, or the voters part, where we are able to check election results, cast our votes, get our voting pin, and then see the live count of the election. I'll start by going to get voting pin, and once I come to this section, it is going to request for me to enter my index number. So I'm going to do that by enter that here, and then I'll go ahead to click on OK. Now this is going to send both email and SMS to me to be able to provide that. So let me just check on that. So it says, hello Ishmael, your voting pin has been sent to, this is my phone number, and then this is my email here. So let me go ahead and click on OK, and then wait for them, and once I receive them, I go ahead to validate. So I have my email sent. I'm going to go ahead to grab my pin. So my pin says 7ACN. that is the pin that I'll be using. I have my SMS received as well. So it says, hello Ishmael, your voting pin is 7ACN. So that is great. I'm going to go ahead to cast my vote by simply entering the pin that has been sent to me. So 7ACN. And then after that, I'll go ahead to validate pin. So once I successfully validate my ID, I have the chance to participate in the election by voting. The first portfolio is the SRC president, which I can vote for. So I simply select my candidates here and then cast my vote. By casting your vote, you are going to be asked, are you sure, or do you want to confirm this vote? So I go ahead to select yes, and then I have the next portfolio, which is going to come shortly. So this is the next portfolio, which is secretary, and I have the chance of casting a vote for her or not. If I don't want to, I simply select skip, and once I want to skip, it is going to ask me, do you want to skip this vote? And if I select yes, it will let me skip. And for this particular student, it means that the student has only the chance of participating in the election of SRC president and the secretary. Now this is based on the group or category or hall this particular student is in. So once I'm done, I'm going to confirm whether I accept whatever I have selected here, and then confirm, or I'm going to cancel to start over. Now in case I made a mistake, I can simply cancel this, and then I'm going to be brought back to this section to cast my vote. So maybe I want to cast for Samuel Battles instead. I select yes, and then for the secretary, I go ahead to select yes, and that will be just about it. And after that, I'll have the chance to confirm my vote. So I'm done. I won't be able to vote anymore. So if I come back to cast vote, and then I enter my pin 7ACN, validate yes. So it says you have voted already, Ishmael. So it means I won't be able to participate anymore in the election. However, what I can do next is to check results. That is, if results are available. Results not available at the moment. So okay. And if I want to see live count, I can see the total number of students who have, or voters who have voted, and I can also see the total number of registered voters. So this will also give me a percentage of those who have voted against those who have been registered in the system. So that is how this part works. I'm going to try this with a different ID, and then we see what that person is also able to participate in. So on the voters section, I can select cast vote, and it's going to ask me to enter my PIN. Because I don't own that particular phone number, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the PIN from generate code by simply, let me just log in back to the system, generate code, and then I'm going to enter the index number here. This is going to generate code for me. So I'll copy this, I'll close for here, and then when I come back, I'll paste this and then validate the PIN. So if you notice, let me just open my Excel sheet so we take a look at what group this particular candidate or voter is in. So this voter is an Aquinas male, so it means that he's only going to be able to participate in election for the Aquinas male only. So in the case of a senior high school, student, he or she is going to be able to vote for just the hall he is in. So in this case, in the Aquinas Males hall or group, so I'm going to only be able to vote for the candidate or candidates that are standing for that. So I'll go ahead to select yes. So after that, I also have the chance to vote for an SRC president. I'll select this, select yes, and then I'll also have the chance to vote for a secretary as well. And I'll select yes, and that will be it. So just as you've seen, let's go and confirm our vote. So basically, I've been able to cast some votes. Let me check the live count to see the total number of voters. Yeah, so we have 3 people who have voted so far. And if we come back to the system, once we decide to end the vote by coming to settings, we will be able to see the number of voters as well as who won which election. So you notice that logging back in and coming to the dashboard, now we have some information over here. This is because we've added some information to our system. So you can see unvalidated voters, invalid groups. So yes, these are all things you can see as part of the information you see on your dashboard, and some of them have links for you to go to the specific places to manage or tweak things. So you can click on this icon here, and then it will take you to the specific part, which is the portfolios over here. If I come back to the dashboard, I can go to validated voters over here as well. And if I come back to the dashboard, I can go to unvalidated voters, and then I get to see those people. So these people haven't validated themselves, yes, to verify if they are who they claim to be. So that is with that. Now let me come back to the settings, and then I am going to end or close this election. So I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to save this. So after ending the election from here, I am now able to check the results. So I simply go to check results, and this is going to show me the various portfolios that people stood for. From here, I'll go ahead to SRC president, and this is going to generate the results and show to me who won the election. So let me just be on standby as this is loading. So it's showing the total number of people who voted, the total number of people who might have skipped this particular portfolio, and as you can see, we have the results here. So for John Doe, we have that is 1 vote. For John Samuel Battles, we have 1, as well as for Felicia Antes, we also have 1. So if there were more votes for John Doe, you would have seen it here, and then the percentage John Doe would have held in the election. That is simply because we have ended the vote. Now we can stop accepting votes without necessarily closing the vote to show the results, because after the election, we will need people to check to see that everything is okay with them before we go ahead to declare or show the results to the voters. So we can simply end the time for the votes so that no one is able to participate in the election anymore. So let me just open this, and then let me save this, and rather set a time where the election is going to be ended. So let me specify the date and time from here. I'm going to be using this date, and the time is going to be, let me set, and that will be it. So once I save the changes, and then I come back here, once the time is that particular time, let me just come back from here. So it shows you the total number of hours left for this particular election, as well as the time. If this time is met, it is going to time out, and you are no longer able to participate in the election. Another thing also here is the using institution ID, and then also voting pin length. You notice that when we were generating code or the pin for students, they were 4 in length. That is because we've specified 4 here. If we increase it, it is going to also increase it. And the maximum length is going to be 16. So that is, if you want to have 16 characters as pin, you can do that for here. And as we saw, if we turn this on, it is going to request for us to enter institution ID to be able to vote as well. So basically, this is how the SABS-TECH iVote works, to be able to conduct free and fair elections online in any institution at all. Thank you for watching.